how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Did you happen to park in our parking structure?
Yeah.
I'm able to validate that whenever you're available to do so. Paper, you're good for
All
the
right,
day.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, yeah.
Do a test for the mic. Mic test in conversational. 1, 2, test. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. How we sounding? That keeps staying okay. We're ready for my close up.
Goodness specials.
I was just in San Clemente. Yeah. The story about Sandra North Beach. Well, they did a project down by the pier, but now at North Beach they started a couple weeks ago. A bunch of new sand.
Beach to go to.
Which one?
North Beach?
Yeah.
It was rough.
There's
And
a lot
same
of
with Calafia.
yeah, a lot of rocks and stuff. Putting sand down now, but who knows how long it'll get washed away again, right?
Honestly.
There. Oh right, okay.
Check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Check. Check. 1, 2, 3. Conversationally. Test. Test. Plosives. Plosives. Plosives from penguins.
It must be hard to run. Oh,
Test. 1, 2, 3.
Totally. But I think they were really successful. I remember when they
are you guys streaming this too?
I genuinely am not sure. I'm sure we will be.
Oh wait, who's in there? Like 1:30, right?
I would like to say that we will. Okay. I'm hoping for 1:30.
One of the victims is supposed to be.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, microphones on. Testing, testing. I got thumbs up, I got thumbs down. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Oh, something happened. Testing, testing. 1, 2 for you. Press conference today on Thursday. Testing, testing. Perfect.
All right, we ready? All right, good afternoon. My name is Morgan Stewart. I'm a partner here with Manley, Stewart Finaldi. Thank you for being here this afternoon. We're here to announce our newest filing on behalf of 15 female patients who were sexually abused by Dr. John Hoffs. I am joined here today by my colleagues Courtney Tom and Raquel Cooper, as well as one of the brave victims who has agreed to share her story publicly. Dr. Hoffs was a physician affiliated with UC Regents, Hoag Medical Center, and his own practice, the Liver Specialty Center. He is a well-known expert in the field of liver functions and treatment of liver function, treating patients with life-altering diseases. Unfortunately, he used that power that he had over patients and abused that trust, coercing numerous female patients to disrobe under the guise of medical treatment, only to sexually abuse them by touching them sexually for no medically probable reason. We contend and believe that the medical facilities with which Dr. Hoffs was affiliated knew that he was a risk to patients, yet continued to send him patients because he was good for business. Specifically at this time, we know of reports to the medical board, online postings referencing his behavior, and reports to other physicians within the medical practices of his inappropriate behavior. We have now seen Hoag place profits above patient safety now on a repeated basis, as this is the second Hoag-affiliated physician arrested just this year for sexually abusing their patients. Hoag recently sided with Dr. William Thompson, who is accused of abusing well over 100 men in attempting to delay their justice. This is shameful conduct by a provider that describes themselves as the best health system in Orange County. Dr. Hoffs has been charged with 20 felony sexually battery charges and is currently out on bond. I would like to now turn the floor over to our brave client, Jane Doe, who is going to make a statement.
Thank you for being here today to report on our case and to warn the public of the serious threats to health and safety posed by the negligence of two powerful institutions, the UCI Medical Center and Hoag Memorial Hospital. Both institutions ignored the complaints of multiple victims and allowed a serial predator to abuse his patients under the guise of medical treatment for years. Doctors are among the most revered and trusted professionals in our society. We depend on them to cure our illness and in some cases save our lives. We allow them access to our bodies that we would never give to other professionals because we trust them. When that trust is broken, lives can be damaged, and that's what happened to me. I sought medical treatment with Dr. Hoffs at the Hoag Sand Canyon offices in the Liver Specialty Center in Irvine for 2016. In 2016, his conduct was unlike any I've ever experienced by a doctor. It was so disturbing that I reported him to the California Medical Board in October of 2017, and they took no action. I began to wonder if I was the only one who was concerned by his conduct. It wasn't until May of this year, when Dr. Hoffs was arrested, that I learned that what happened to me was a pattern of abuse that affected many other women. Now I know that at least 14 other women have come forward to report his abuse. The district attorney has asked any potential victims or anyone with additional information about Dr. Hoffs' activities to call the Irvine Police Department, and I encourage you to do so. If you're a victim, you are not alone.
Thank you. We will now take any questions.
Sir, the premise of the lawsuit is broken trust. Could you just elaborate on how these victims went in seeking specialty care from this doctor and that trust was broken, or it led to him taking advantage of their vulnerability?
Yeah, I mean, as with any individual, we place our trust in physicians, and when we go to a physician, we trust that they're giving us medically sound advice, that when they ask us to disrobe, they're not going to sexually abuse us, and he took advantage of that. If you go to a physician and you seek their advice and seek their direction, you're going to anticipate that that is for a medically related reason. Dr. Hoffs was not doing that. He was intentionally having patients disrobe. He was intentionally fondling them, grabbing them, molesting them during the course of medical treatment with no medically probable reason.
You consider him a predator?
Absolutely.
Is it okay if we ask the victim?
She doesn't want to answer any questions. We'll take the questions on her behalf.
And then I think she found out after his arrest, and that's what made her come forward?
Yeah, I'm going to let Raquel answer that question.
Yes, exactly. In May of this year is when he was arrested by the Irvine Police Department, charged by the Orange County District Attorney's Office, and that's when a number of women came forward. Initially, only 2 victims were charged in the District Attorney's case. Now there are 6 additional, making it 8 total that he's facing charges for.
And the question I wanted to ask her, and I don't know if you could describe, is just the sense of violation that she felt. Obviously, in her words, I don't know if she has told you how she felt, but how did this doctor make her feel? Just describe that for us.
I think it's an extreme violation of trust. She went to someone who was supposed to be a specialist and entrusted that what he was doing to her was for a medical purpose, yet it was solely for his own sexual gratification, she's now come to learn. At the time, trusting, this is a medical professional. I need to endure what we now know to be abuse, while believing at the time it was for a medical purpose. She feels completely violated, as do all of the women who are behind this lawsuit.
Other questions?
Yes. So when patients were going to the exam room with Dr. Heffs, were they given the option to have like a nurse or another provider present?
No, I'm going to let Courtney answer that one as well. So.
Thank you.
That's a wonderful question. In most
Oh,
instances,
the microphone, please. Thank you.
that's a wonderful question. In most instances, when you go to a specialist, a liver specialist, some women were going for life-threatening medical reasons, and they brought people with them, husbands, friends, partners, for their support. Dr. Huffs denied any support person access to the examination room and also denied his own staff to be chaperones. You know, most physicians, when they're going to be treating a female patient and that female patient is going to be asked to disrobe, male physicians typically have a chaperone in the room. Well, Huffs, Dr. Huffs made it a policy in his office to prevent that.
Was that a verbal or a written policy?
As far as we're aware now, it was just policy, whether written or verbal. That's what his staff was instructed to do.
Are you guys seeking anything specific in the lawsuit?
No, not at this point. We're early on in the, we just filed, so we're exploring what our options are relative to going forward in the lawsuit.
And then just one thing to clarify, his last name, I've heard Hoffs and Huffs. Is there one that we're using?
We're going to butcher it either way.
Just make sure, 'cause then we're gonna say.
I think many patients, Dr. Haves,
Is there one that you guys we should go with?
Haves,
Haves? Okay, got it.
How long has he been a licensed physician?
84, I saw the earliest 84. And the earliest victims we know about are 2006, but we think there are substantial more victims out there.
We should add that he was committing his abuse up until the date of his arrest, so this year. And we believe had that arrest not occurred, there'd be many, many more victims.
Was the doctor arrested at his practice?
I'm not aware of that. That's why we filed this lawsuit. We believe that they should have listened, and they didn't, and they should be held accountable for not listening, because since her report, 6 years passed. Many other victims had to be violated by who they trusted as their medical provider, but had they listened, there'd be far less women today affected by him and his abuse.
when a victim of sexual assault by a trusted physician speaks up, they should be believed right away. The medical board should have listened. Anyone at Hoag who received complaints about Dr. Huff, they should have been listened to. I mean, that's the problem here. Sexual abuse by a physician doesn't happen in a vacuum. So anytime there has been a complaint to Hoag, to UCI, to the medical board, A victim should be believed. Start from believing a victim.
Do you guys say your first and last names? Just so we get that.
Raquel Cooper.
Courtney Tom.
No other questions?
So would the medical board be liable in this case too for taking inaction on complaints? Or where does it stand with the law on that?
Murky at best. It's something we're definitely looking into. You know, with physician abuse, we've had multiple cases across the country where victims finally have the confidence to report to the medical board, whether it's California Medical Board or another state, and they're not listened to. An investigation's not done, or maybe it is done, but you know, one victim standing alone, nothing happens. So we're definitely looking at all avenues, whether it's the medical board, Hoag, UCI, his personal practice, because at the end of the day, wherever the failures lie, that's where justice is for these women.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
If anybody has any individual questions, we're happy to answer them as well.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Photo of the doctor, is that eligible for, to be photographed?
Yeah, you can photograph that. That's from the
Put out publicly by the Irvine Police Department.
yeah, IPD police release.
Okay. Is there any way we can move that over here? I just want to,
Certainly move it.
we want to get some shots, just in case.
Yeah, so,
Yes, doesn't happen. Oh, sir, I'm sorry, can you put it right here in the middle so we can shoot it with the camera?
And once again,